Alright, so this plant that I showed you last night, it's a Euphorbia of some sort. I don't really remember the full name. But basically it's a cactus. It's got little spikes. I don't know if you can see any of those. But it's also got leaves, which makes it really kind of different. And I like it a lot. It's probably at least one of my favorite plants that I have. But it needs repotted. I've had it in this little, just the bottom of a clay pot to catch the water. So it needs out of there. So I got this dog bowl. That's right, I'm upgrading to a dog bowl. Basically, I drilled some holes in the bottom of it. I don't know, probably can't see that. But basically just 1-inch holes and put a screen in it. And I got this nice mix that I made. It's what is that? Perlite. 50% perlite, and then just some good soil mix and some pebbles. This thing really kind of likes it dry, but not too dry. Like, I'm going to keep it watered, but the roots will rot if I do it too wet. We're just going to dive on in here. We're going to see what kind of roots this guy has. Like I said, it's been in this for, I don't know, probably about a year. But I've had it for 2. So you can actually kind of see where I got it as a cutting, and you can see the, like right here where it starts to indent. So that's where it grew the first year, and then the second year I had it, it got all that growth, and now it's got these 2 offshoots right here. They just started this spring, and it's already grown probably about that much in about a month that it's had its leaves. So it's doing really well. But let's jump in, see what we're working with as far as roots are concerned. As you can see, pretty much took all the dirt with it, so that's a great sign that I've got some good roots. And I'm trying to make this into sort of a bonsai cactus. So I'm trying to get good radial roots and get hopefully a nice base. We'll see what we're working with here. Let's get this out of our way for now, so I can get messy and make Leanna mad at me because I'm in our living room. She's not here, so I'll clean it up. She won't even know till she sees this video. Okay. So I'm getting into it now. Just kind of raking out the surface roots with my bent fork, aka a root rake. And it's got actually a good bit of roots on it. Kind of surprising. Cactus are finicky. And yeah, wow, all right, pretty good. Not bad for 2 years. And just being in this little shallow container, as you can see, the roots go all the way to the edge there. So I may have been a bit premature in pulling it out, but this pot does not have any drainage. It's been so wet this spring, I just don't want to keep it in those conditions for fear that it'll rot out. Like I said, I put some huge, not huge, but 1-inch drainage holes in this other pot. So I'm going to go rinse these roots off so you can really see what I'm working with. So as you can see, it's got really good radial roots. All the roots, when I say radial, I mean they all come out from the base in a radial pattern. So looks like a wheel. You may think that's pretty standard, but actually it's pretty hard to do that, which is why I had it in that shallow pot, so it had no choice but to expand out like that. But I am very happy with this. It does have one pretty large root that I probably should trim back to let the others get equally large, but I'm just not comfortable with that at this point, because it's still, I mean, like I said, I'm happy with the roots, but there's just not enough that I feel comfortable doing damage to it. But as you can see, I'm going to get it in this pot. It's going to have plenty of room to grow and just expand and stuff. So I think just dead center in this pot is going to be what I'm going to do. So we'll get to it. Just going to rake out where she's going to go. I think right there is pretty much perfect. I got my spin table, so give her a little spin. I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? Oh, sorry, we're not live, and I couldn't hear you even if we were. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I do have some longer roots over here, so as you can see, it's a little asymmetrical in the pot. I'll deal with that down the road. Like I said, I'm not trimming any roots, so I'll just give her room and time to grow. So now I'm just going to sort of rake in the soil around it, get the roots buried down in there, and just kind of push them in as I go. I'm just going to use my root rake to fish the soil in between the roots, make sure they're nice and filled in, because we don't want any air pockets, because that just will be dry and never retain any moisture. Not that we want a lot, but we do want some. So that's pretty easy though. I'll keep showing you plants if anybody shows any interest in this, you know, because this is my hobby, you know, this is what I do for fun. And it's good stuff. So just like that, we're done. I'm going to go grab some decorative gravel, put it on top, and it's, well, you'll see. So I actually forget, I think it might be called like calico gravel or something like that. But it's really pretty. It's also fairly expensive for gravel. And it's like $120 a ton, which may sound pretty cheap, but people do their whole driveways in this. So I'm just going to spread this around on the top, give it some decoration, but not only that, it'll, when it rains, it'll help the soil from like splashing up onto the sides of the plant. It'll also help hold the plant in. As you can see, it's a little wobbly, just because I just put the roots in, and you know, it'll the wind will just knock it over if I don't do this. I may actually grab some larger stones and put around it as well. That's about all I can get out of that. So see if that spreads to the edge. And the reason I like this gravel, and went with this gravel, because it gives it that nice sort of desert, you know, it's like a tan rock. So I think that gives it a desert feel. And this is my little desert bonsai, so I like it. I'm just gonna water it a little. Alright guys, so I watered it in pretty sparingly. I don't want to soak the roots right now because they just had a little bit of work done. I noticed that I damaged some of the tips when I was raking them out. Probably why you invest in a real rake root, not a fork that you bent. But I'm really happy with this. I think it'll do just fine recovering from that. So I guess I just want to say thanks for watching. Like I said, if there's any interest at all, I'm going to be posting more videos, because, you know, when I get spare time on my hands, I like to mess with my plants, and I like to show everybody my plants. Definitely my hobby at this point. Got a couple other cactus that I could do. Got some tropicals that need work. Great big tree that, whew, that's going to be a fun one when I do the big ficus. But I don't know when I'll get around to any of that. Just sort of starting out here. Maybe I'll make a whole YouTube channel or something. Probably not, but, you know, we'll see. Thanks again.